What's up to all my fellow Dreamwakers out there? We are coming up on the anniversary of my debut project, Journey to the Brightside. So I wanted to go over some of the songs with you and tell you what my creative and artistic perspective was. So track one, the intro, The Search. This song was really important because it set up the whole theme or core of the rest of the project. This first song states what the adventure is. This adventure is a self-discovery adventure about internal love, satisfaction, being in a state of happiness and joy. You know, everyone has their goal or their heaven or whatever they would like to portray to. But also, you notice the song has a beat switch in it. Swag is King Camellia, bringing the drama back. But I always be lucid from the 31-7. No eyes on me, they want to pass like Pac. I'd rather give it all I got, cause something's rumbling deep inside of me. And this is kind of reflected of the duality of the things we can want and the harshness of the world that we actually live in. So it was really fun to make. Definitely up there with some of my other favorites like Cam Girl.
Okay, obviously track 2 is Cam Girl. The overall feeling for the whole album had a lot to do with fun, and I knew I wanted to make sure that I get across early. So I wanted something that would fill in the story, get the point across of, a feeling of the album, let people know they were getting into, all in one place. So the next song is Cam Girl. So what gave me the idea to make this is at the time that I was working on this album, this is back when the online, cam girl OnlyFans and all that other stuff was getting really, really popular. And the fact that it's track 2 is I wanted it to make sense in part of the story from my perspective as the creative. So the first song, The Search, is about also searching for something, searching for a state of self. And track 2 is essentially looking outside of yourself to find that. But as guys, we have this thing, or people in general, that sometimes you look at yourself in another person, and dating, going out, going to the bar, seeing a pretty woman. That's what this song is about. Wanting to have that woman in your life. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And as far as creation goes, this song, out of all the songs on the album, took me the longest to create. I produced this whole album from the ground up, including the instrumentals, and it took me a while to get this feeling and emotion to sound exactly how I wanted to sound. A little jazzy, a little funky, still hip hop-ish, but I wanted to sound different and refreshing, and I believe I got that point across. And at the end of the day, Journey to the Brightside was also a dance album, hence the length of the song and the repetition of the chorus. Okay, Until It's Gone. This song for me was extremely fun to make. So I did know that I wanted this album and where I was working on to be part hip hop, rap, and electronic. At the time, I was getting into a lot of like EDM and even more electronic influences, and going to shows to start to see how ingrained hip hop and EDM really was. But when you think about it, it really came very close to the same culture. But anyways, Until It's Gone is about on two ends, because there's always two stories, two sides to a story. It's really about not valuing things until you lose them, and on the opposite side, it's about not being valued until someone loses you. So I spend a lot of time in the song talking about, how great I am, braggadocio, and how people often in my life don't realize what value I give to them until I'm gone. And that's simply what the song is about. Like, you had the chance to be in my life, you chose not to be, or you chose to act in a certain way that did not value me. And now that time has passed, you're wanting to, restrict those things or stuff like that. But that's the moral of the story, that I often repeats in my life is that you do not know what you have until it's gone, whether it be loss of life, whether it be a career or job or friends, family, anything, really. And I think it was a fun way to really hammer that message in. So, fun fact, even though No Therapy is an interlude, it is one of the best received songs on the album. One of the main things I think that caused that is obviously the sound, the production. A lot of people there enjoy, even me, chill songs with the electronic guitar. And another reason is I think it's very raw. A lot of people respond to that or have been in the feelings that I have felt that, sometimes you work on yourself, you get to a point where you feel defeated or you're just ready to give up in general. You've tried different options, but change is tough, especially real permanent change. And not to say that I don't think I think that growth is linear because it's not. Oftentimes we face the same lessons over and over again, and the only thing that changes is how well we handle it. Therapy is when I really start to open up on the album and set up the rest of the following stories of the search, which is that we return to the fun, good, a state of happiness, joy, and comfort with. The next track is one of my biggest songs. I have to go back to stats to check, but last time I checked, Word So was definitely one of the most popular songs off the album. Like I said, everything that I've pretty much put together on this album was in context of a story. So at this point, we started this search. We experienced some loss. We're starting to look within ourselves more, and looking in more has led us to this feeling, this song that we have, addressing the pain and coming face to face with the feelings inside of myself, and the things that I go through. I think in this very digitally connected world, we all suffer from bouts of loneliness from time to time, or so to so. So this is me sharing my experience and sharing my pain, with the things that I've gone through in my life and how alone I felt with others, and hope to help them feel better, And it's called Warrior Soul because even though we face those things, we still continue, we still fight the fight, we still decide to hang in there and continue our lives no matter how sad or depressed we may get. So we all go through a lot of pain, but that pain can be turned into beautiful things like art.
Will all this pain make me strong? Will all this pain make me strong? Without any love, anyone.
Okay, so the next track is obviously On My Way. So we're on track number 6. Has so much shit in it. Track number 6. The biggest thing is that after Warrior Soul, we've been in the episode, the fight. This is the fight. This is the seed sprouting. On My Way is me learning after I've learned more about myself, facing my pain, deciding to be strong, to carry on, to get lit. And one of the inspirations for this track was I Wonder. If you go back and listen to Kanye West's I Wonder, and then you listen to On My Way, the Dreamwaker, you will find a core style or core energy inside the lyrics and the production and the overall vibe of this song. At the time, it was something that I really needed, hope and inspiration. Those are the core elements of this track. And also, I know I said Cam Girl took the longest to produce, but this one probably took very close to amount of that time, and I needed someone to bring a little lightness to the song since I'm going back to back, on these tracks by myself. I needed someone who could hang on the chorus and bring it to a life, and that's where I came across Sam Heavens, and I actually discovered Sam on Fiverr, and it was just an awesome creative experience, and I don't regret it. So on to the next. Okay, next coming up we have Fully Curious, and this is definitely one of those songs that's one of my proudest tracks off the album. So much so that I actually gave this one a music video when some of the songs didn't actually get one. Though I'm still thinking of maybe changing that up. But anyway, Fully Curious is now our first step into the bright side, you know. I wanted to put as much light into the song as possible, and when you go and listen to the track, you can hear how good it makes you feel, how carefree it is, you know. I love going to nature spots. I love camping, road trips, and that's what inspired pretty much the basis of the track. I wanted like a very light feel road trip song where you're ready. It's the morning of, you got your stuff ready, your road trip ready, you're about to hit the road to go set up your campsite, you and your friends, or you, your girl, or even just you, and you want to have a good time. The nature's beautiful, the wind's blowing in your hair. So that's what Holy Chariots was to me and to this album, because I still wanted that commercials are fun to come through, you know, like we do deal with a lot of stuff, but fun, fun, fun. So let's blow off some steam. Holy Chariots, go check that out. Oh, the next song is Put It in the Air. So at this point, obviously, we're enjoying ourselves. The song is pretty self-explanatory. You know, it's a party song. It's meant to say, hey, you got your drinks, you got your smoke, put it in the air, and let's have a good time. Let's go. So, fun fact, I was actually working on this in the studio, and my brother walked in, and he was vibing with it. And, you know, I needed someone to feature on the album. And so I asked him if he wanted to get involved, and of course he did. He's a Pisces, you know, we're all creative. So Jay Blizzy is actually one of my older brothers. This song is, you know, meant to add a lot of fun to the album, and something you get down. Track 9 is Dripping with the Soy Sauce. If you're wondering, that's what the abbreviation is. If you didn't get it, I pray for you. But honestly, this is the song that's about kind of being confident. You know, you got your ore, you got the sauce. Dripping with the soy sauce, and by the source, I mean the creator of all things, you know, and the gifts that He's blessed you with, the ore that He's blessed you with, the style that He's blessed you with, the creativity, the skills, the attributes, everything, your looks, everything that God bless you with. And, you know, this is stepping the confidence of who you are, who God made you, and dripping with it. Letting them all see it and embracing it, you know, and I'm being afraid to come in and show up as yourself. That's simply what this song means. It's something that kind of ride to the crew with the boys, bring your bag, get lit too. You know, when you got something to do or you got something going on, you in the pregame or you want to get work out or go hard. This is a song that is made for you. And obviously you can see out from the beginning, from the search of a difference that is. This is coming to a different point of being depressed and in search of something you need. This is something about being confident in yourself and not need shit or nobody. Heard me. So up next we have Cold Hearts. Even though I wanted the album to be fun overall, I feel like I did need to put in the opposite emotion or something less fun emotionally. Warrior Soul was probably the first one, and this is the next track that's kind of like that on the album. So this is actually when I just now realizing it's like an antithesis to Camera. You know, it's like this online mobile, you know, double entendre kind of thing. And then this song is about kind of hiding from, you know, yourself or growing distance in a relationship. And, you know, technology also being part of that problem. Over time, I've had a lot of different experiences with relationships, and you know, we've all kind of frustrating experiences. And this is just a song that's kind of expressing some of the emotions that you can feel in a modern relationship. They may not feel that great. And also, one of the reasons that I decided to put this in here is because for me, a lot of times, heartbreak has led to a dark nights of the soul or been a trigger response because that's what was needed to trigger that response. So it was very also important to the storyline of the song. You know, you're at your peak, you're at your height, and then comes to crash. This song also kind of took me a while to figure out how the production they go. Even though it's one of the softer songs, it still has a lot of edge and aggression to it. And the next song on the album is a very important one. I would say Face the Pain. So this song was kind of like a journal, like an open pad thing for me. I kind of was talking about my life and the things that I've been through and the place where I'm going and how I feel. And even in the way I delivered this song, it's not too much voice. Difference in inflection is very similar to my speaking tone because I wanted it to be like I was having a conversation with myself, but with everyone at the same time. Face the Pain is supposed to be an inspiration and a reminder to people to look within themselves and face the demons or face the things to a dark parts of themselves that they need to grow, the pain that they've been holding on to. You come to a point where you either say, this is something I'm going to overcome and it's not. And for you to do that, you have to look at it and you have to address it. You have to talk about it. And that's something that I'm doing not only in my own life at the time that I'm making the song, but throughout the track. And that's why you guys got to hear it as well. And also, fun fact, that a lot of times if I'm in the studio going to get put to use, my mom is an awesome singer. And I had her sing the Liz in the song, the When You Hold Me. And, and I thought, and I just made a few edits to modernize the sound a little bit. And it was very awesome and a blessing to have my mother on the song. It was such a very intimate, emotional song for myself. Okay, so the next track is the second interlude on the album called You Should Have Known. It's pretty self-explanatory. One reason I decided to write this as affirmations is because affirmations is one tool that I've used to try to help rise myself or reprogram my mind or my emotional state into something a lot healthier. Face the Pain was me facing the pain, and You Should Have Known is me really, it's kind of like a warning, but not to myself, but to others. But you should have known that I would return to source. I would return to this feeling and this confidence in myself. And that's another way to show that I'm working on it. You should have known. The next song is Stay Vibing. So this track is part of the resolution to the album and the story. At this point in this song that I'm very content. There's not a lot of emotional, I would call it recoil from life and the things that I'm going through. Stay Vibing is also has a certain amount of calm confidence, a state of completeness. It's more or less a testimony. This is me talking about some of the things that I describe in the album or whatever. And the way I'm seeing it now is not longer something I would view as a calm, but something that's part of myself. Stay Vibing was also another phone one to make. And that I wanted to experiment with sound a little bit like Cam Girl. And I knew that I needed an awesome artist and vocalist on it, so I hit up Casey Brown, a very talented artist. Just dropped the album, so please go check that out. And I know there's going to be some more great things coming from her and hopefully from both of us in the future as a collaborative artist. And then on to the next track. The next song and the last song on the album is the Make It Nasty remix. I really added this to the album as a treat because Make It Nasty is one of my early singles that I produced and one of my most popular songs as well. So I decided to hit up Seven Figure, very talented producer who does a lot of everything, but focuses on electronics. So make sure you go follow him because he's consistently dropping and he's super creative. This is obviously a song that, as an positive, shake your ass, get down to, have a good time. Because overall, like I said back to the beginning, this album was about fun and I wanted to end with fun. So I hope you guys out there making it nasty.